Recording. Welcome back to another episode of Dishonored. Last time we left off, we had finished the Knife of Dunmore DLC, and we're now about to jump into the Brigmore Witches DLC. I still think this is just a waste of time, no value to playing it. So we'll probably finish Brigmore Witches, move on to Dishonored 2, and then maybe check this out at some point in the future. I don't think so though. From what I've seen about it, it's just a waste of time. Let's open this. Start it. Load, maybe? No, new game. Yes. Yep. We'll do Master Assassin. This doesn't really matter since we're doing no combat. Dowd's Hideout. You've been ill at ease ever since you assassinated Empress Jessamine Cauldron and aided in the abduction of her daughter Emily.
He knew. The black-eyed bastard knew that when my blade stilled the Empress's heart and delivered her daughter to the Lord Regent's men, everything would fall to pieces. He watched me do it anyway. And now the world's gone mad. Plague grinds the city down. Corruption rots. A mad killer roams the streets by night, seeking revenge. The overseers have stormed my hideout in the flooded district, and I'm in a strange duel with a mad witch named Delilah for the fate of the Empire. I'd say I was being punished, but I know that the world doesn't punish wicked people. We make our choices and take what comes. And the rest is void. I can't say I wasn't warned. The men are recovering well from the attack, but they don't understand the danger they're in. My mother warned me never to make an enemy of a witch. Corvo, here to settle our debt. You understand, I won't make this easy for you.
Ah! I wasted all my crossbow bolts. Oh fuck. I didn't save anything. Well, we lost. I don't think I care enough to redo it to try and I kinda want it though. Fuck it, let's try. Let's try. We'll see if I can't do a save at the beginning too. I probably can't, but we'll see. We will see. We'll only probably give this one more try if we really can't make a save. Otherwise it's just too much of a pain in the ass to do all this over and over again. Cannot be bothered. Way too much of a pain in the ass. I'll skip this.
The men are recovering well from the attack.
Yeah, I can't save the game. Alright. Okay. Oh, nah, I'm not doing that again. Way too much of a pain in the ass. Fuck that.
What is it?
Thomas has returned with the information you requested. He's waiting for you below.
Corrupted bone charms are powerful bone charms that come at a cost. Locate them like normal bone charms by listening for the sound they emit with the void gaze power. Equip them in the bone charms tab of the journal. Alright, let's equip some shit right here. Dead. Not really that interesting to me, to be honest. Okay, so I think beating him just gets you an achievement. In which case, I don't really care too much about that. I don't really care about that at all, to be honest. That's actually pretty good. Could be useful. But, to level 2 is definitely the way first. Lord, no need to waste breath with apologies or excuses, you taught me that. All I can say is that as soon as I left Dunwall, my head felt clear, maybe for the first time. You told me once that people like us burn hot, then burn up. You don't get a chance to start over. No long days in the sun. But I know you, Dad. Despite all the blood in your hands, you've been stashing coin. No one does that than not holding on to something. Got some kind of plan, some hope for a new life. Maybe you knew, maybe you didn't. That's what you gave me when you let me walk away. The one thing you said that wasn't possible, and I will never forget that. When the time comes, and it will, I hope you're watching close so you get that chance too. I left a book for you. The world is big, bigger than I knew. There are lots of places where an old man like you could disappear. Billy. What is that, Crystal? A small town, but the locals are charming and the ale is unmatched. You're certain to visit during the month of winds for their pennant festival. Dunwall, Crystal. Notes on the capital city could fill a dozen such volumes. All delights exist in Dunwall if you got the coin, and all the miseries if you're broke. Unless you're well connected through someone in Dunwall Tower, one of the key families, the City Watch or River Patrol, make sure your payments are in order. Otherwise you're likely to have your cargo seized by the port authorities for any reason they care to concoct. Call Kenny Morley. While the harbour master here is particular about the kind of goods you're carrying, the rest of the town is more lax. Be sure to visit the inn on the rock for the best mutton stew in all the isles. Yarrow Tivia. The cold here will snatch the breath from your lungs, but it is met in equal strength by the civility of its well-mannered citizens. The cosy taverns are kept warm by their famously crafted iron stoves. The northern food takes some adjustment. Bejeweled aristocrats laugh and drink side by side with weathered, leathery-skinned farmers, lapping one another on the back until the dim hours. It is hard to make a friend here, or to truly understand the worldview of a native born, but once you do, you'll have a friend for life. Belorosakonis. This city is crowded in the warmer months, and for a good reason. You'll find yourself shoulder to shoulder with scantily clad locals and foreigners on holiday, pale skin burned pink by the sun, which somehow seems larger and brighter in Sarkonis. The food in Colorado is a shining example of Sarkonian cuisine, and there's always music, always dancing. Hand-rolled on the steps of tobacco shops, the cigars are of course fresher than the ones you've had shipped to other parts of the Empire. Karnaka Sarkonis, the jewel of the south at the edge of the world. The city is bustling with industry after a wave of settlers from Morley and an influx of wealthy trading companies from Dunwall. Everywhere you go in Karnaka there are new ideas, hybrid forms of music, groundbreaking theories of natural philosophy, and even extravagant delicacies made by mixing ingredients from all the known cultures. The locals work tirelessly for their coin, welcoming the elite from across the Isles. Come on, man. Too many books. At a time of political upheaval, there are provisions in place for stage transfer of power, designed with 3 goals in mind. The first is the minimization of incentive for coup. There is no predetermined person or position within the government that is scheduled to take on the mantle of regency during a time of crisis. Instead, a regent is chosen by parliamentary accord. This serves to avoid promoting a path of derelict ascendancy and to discourage those who would scheme for such a turn of events. It is the assumption of our governing documents that such a legislative body will always have the wisdom to see through would-be usurpers. It doesn't work so well so far. So the second is the assurance of stability for the commons during and after the transitional phase. During an interregnum, while a regent rules for land, there are categories of laws and decrees that cannot be altered without a majority vote from Parliament. Thus, daily life for the people will not change dramatically when during the time of regency, or shift drastically once a proper heir takes up the throne. Third, and perhaps the most important, is that a worthy successor is found. In order to rule out hasty action and to maximise stability, there will be no term limit or duration applied to the period of regency. Historically, rash decisions that have been greatly contested, resulting in extended political turmoil or outright conflict. When the proper heir is found and the position is filled by someone worthy of the role, all others will fall in and provide their support. They just get unlimited power and time to do whatever the fuck they want. That's like a terrible system. Oh my god. They say my mother was a witch, but the truth, as so often the case, depends on perspective and your place in the world. She relied on poison made from exotic herbs and the blowfish that live in the reef waters near Pandesia. Her power originated in hallucinogenics delivered through guile or by force to those who crossed her. There was an unusual intensity in her gaze for certain, but it came from within, not from the outsider. It's what happens to anyone pushed to the absolute edge of sanity and survival, who stays there for years then returns to walk among the sheep in so-called civilized society. My mother was crafty, but if it was anything more than powders, hidden knives and guile, I never saw it. Like to tell children, some of those truly touched by the black-eyed bastard can move through the space between rooftops like a sparrow. Others command armies of rats or poisonous flies as easy as they wriggle their fingers and toes. The overseers are right to fear us, to warn the common folk to stay near their homes at night and keep their families close. But there are other ways this influence manifests itself. Those who serve me share in some of what I can do, and I suspect it's the same for Delilah Copperspoon's coven. Then there are those who can craft runes and charms. The old woman across town, they call her Granny Rags. She carves and polishes the bones of whales, stringing them together and open to the void until they moan like the fever sick on a cold night. I found a few of her talismans, and with each one I touched, a tiny piece of me departed and settled in with her. What does she gain? A longer life? With a kind of power I don't understand. The making of such things is beyond me. I've known 4 people in my time who carried the mark of the outsider, but I've known dozens more who wanted it. stood at night in stagnant ponds or back with the dust blowing through graveyards. People who gutted farm animals or burned the flesh of men, thinking it would call forth the void. I met a dying man once who had collected runes and charms for years, crushed them all into powder, made a paste and ate them, thinking he could gain whatever magic was in the things. His death was long and painful. I also knew a woman from Karnak who would trade charms and other bits of whalebone. We cracked them apart and fused them back together and sold them. I bought one of these corrupted charms that she swore would cause sharp metal to break on my skin, and it worked. But each time it did, one of my teeth turned black and fell out. After the third time I gave it to one of my men, now when he smells it's all bleeding gums, and I wonder what parts inside him are turning black. Sometimes I ask myself, without these gifts, would I be a man to fear? Would I be called the Knife of Dunmore with my name whispered through the markets and the alleyways, for high towers and drawing rooms? I'd like to think so, but it really doesn't matter. As long as I bear this mark, I'll use whatever craft I have to force my will on the world. Harder trick is undoing what I've done. Oh my god. Dunmore, the seat of power in the known civilized world. The Empire of the Isles. It is our great capital, and it has been brought low by vermin, a very fought gals. We are faced with the reality that our once great city is in a state of shambles, and the few remaining domiciles in any habitable condition are the estates of those wealthy enough to ward themselves against that reality. A city cannot continue to thrive populated by only the upper class and their cloistered sycophants. Even if the plague were gone tomorrow, in its present state, Dunmore doesn't have enough hardy people of working age to return the city to everyday function. It must find a way to attract more residents, which requires removing the cloud of fear brought about by the current regime. The Lord Regent and his lackeys are bad for business, my friends. So it falls on us, a plague and a tyrant must be overcome. After that, we must undertake a third miracle, turning the screws on the obscenely wealthy, forcing them to pay back into the place that has given them their privileged lives. It is the powerful and fortunate who must pay for the rebuilding of Dunmore, even if the poorest will bear the stones and timbers of reconstruction on their backs. All this must happen for the dormant machine of commerce to restart. Without that, we are all forfeit, and the greatest city of our age will be lost. Oh my god, please tell me there's no more books. I am going crazy. God. Oh my god. Oh my day. I think that's all the money. Wow. Oh my god. Okay. We've read that. We haven't read this. I don't think. Or have we? I don't think we have. Sarkonis Vigil of the South is best known for its warm winds, spiced foods, and endless beaches. Well, wait. I think we have read this. Not sure. If we haven't, then so be it. You guys can pause and read it. But I'm almost certain we have. Our troubles began with a name, Delilah, a mystery given to doubt by the face he sees in his dreams, and whose voice he hears when kneeling at the shrines hidden in the lost parts of the city. None of us have ever heard this voice, but we know its power. It spoke to our master, telling of his coming doom and saying that solving this riddle was the only way to escape. We knew nothing of Delilah, except we found a whaling ship by that name. A tenuous connection, but where the outsider's world is concerned, there are no coincidences. We discovered the ship was named after a woman who once walked the halls of Dunmore Tower with Jessamine Coldman. Later she became a painter, an apprentice of Sokolov himself. until she snared an aristocratic patron named Arnold Timsh. He met with Timsh's niece who offered us information on Delilah in exchange for eliminating her uncle. Removing aristocrats was our specialty, so our master agreed. With Barrister Arnold Timsh gone, his niece divulged everything she knew. Delilah was much more than a painter, and she was hiding in the old Brigmore Manor outside the city. But by then we were too late. Delilah anticipated our threat. For some time she had been working her corruptive influence on the best of us, the assassin Billy Lurk. Delilah turned Lurk against us, and together they sold us out to the overseers. When we returned to our hideout in the flooded district, we were swarmed by gold masks and hounds. But Dowd was quick and brazen in our trade. In the end, he kept us alive, though there were losses. No, there weren't. Well, actually there was, but not my fault. Now our resources are strained. Some of the men are grumbling. I see the strain on Dowd's face. Killing the Empress, handing over their daughter, those are not easy burdens to bear. And Lurk's betrayal weighs on him heavily. His sleep is troubled by curses and shouts. Now we make preparations to strike back at Delilah. She's planning something in Brigmore, something that affects everyone in the Isles, and she'll be expecting us. Like our master, she shares her gifts from the outsider with those who follow her. How many are there, I wonder? I have no secrets from my master. My loyalty is without question. But I fear these may be the last days of the Whalers, perhaps the last days of Dowd. It is said that we should not sully our hands when combating the forces of the Void. My studies have been deemed heretical by my brothers, but the rewards have been invaluable. I have harnessed the same energies employed by the outsider and his accursed followers while avoiding their corruption. Actually, we've read this in the main game. Yeah, we've read that in the main game. We have read that in the main game.
Corvo's out there, Dowd. It's a matter of time before he shows up here.
He's got the Lord Regent's army to chew through first.
Wasn't much of an issue for
When
him.
Corvo arrives,
He won't make it past the Weepers and the River Crusts. The city's changed since he was the royal protector.
if Corvo,
Enough about Corvo. You should be preparing for Brigmore.
as you wish.
Damn, okay. What about him over there?
Begging your pardon, Dowd. Safe to leave these overseers holed up in the refinery.
It's a new game now.
To make them afraid of us.
They're not afraid to die for their 7 strictures.
Them? No. But the men who give the orders are a different breed.
Real.
All the same, I'd better give them a hand, just in case the prisoners try anything.
I speak to you.
Thomas finished his scouting run. When you've talked to him, I'll give you the latest word from inside the prison.
Okay. Well, I'm a little bit busy right now, so you'll have to wait.
They say he let Rothwild live. Is Dowd getting soft?
Rothwild's not coming back anytime soon. You should spend more time thinking about your form.
Anytime you think I'm a little soft, you're welcome to come by my office. Bring a blade.
Real. Exactly what Dowd said.
Taking prisoners is exactly the sort of thing I'm talking about.
You don't have to remind me. It's Billy's doing that the Overseers found us. That wasn't Dowd.
Dowd should have caught it. And now Witches? He's not the man he was.
Quiet. You're going to get us killed.
Well, well, well. Having a little bit of mutiny, eh? Gentle reader, be assured that your coin is well spent today. What you read here may one day preserve your life and your sanity. No one has seen the knife of Dunwall and lived to tell of it until now. The sun was setting, a bloody stain against the sky, silhouetting the noble contours of Rothwild's slaughterhouse. Stench of blood, the flash of men and whales, soured the air. Dowd slithered from the sewers, his body slick with gore and crawling with vermin that no mortal man could have tolerated. His shadow stretched out before him on the ground and revealed his true nature, a horned thing warped by heresy, a shape too terrible to put into words, my gentle readers. A sorcerer from the void without question. Could hear the moans of the dying workers he left in his way. He didn't kill a single worker, but he didn't even pause to acknowledge their plight, for his heart has called him Tyrian ice. Instead, he let out a guttural howl of victory, the shock of which snuffed out life at those poor dying workers, and then he bounded away, moving from roof to roof back to other streets. And this is where I thought the chatter would end until I heard the music. The grinding metal music of the overseers echoed from the nearby alleyways. I knew there would soon be a fight. If only my sensitivity to the fallen citizens had done more to keep my fear from overtaking me, I inched close to the mouth of the alley for a better vantage. A brave contingent of overseers had captured one of Dowd's lieutenants lurking in the alley. He or she, I could not tell beneath the thick life of the industrial whaler suit, was prone and tied with sturdy ropes surrounded by overseers, but their fixation was ultimately their undoing. Dowd fell from above, moving through the air as easily as a falcon. I swear it upon my spirit. Without sound, he glided down among them, and the music maker was the first to die as Dowd tore the man's head from his shoulders. The wretched song faded in a discordant wail. Then it washed as the most notorious assassin of our time became a flurry of leather, metal, and blood, deflecting bullets and saw blades with ease. The last overseer, no doubt consumed with terror at seeing his brothers fall so easily, sank to his knees and begged for mercy. Dowd spoke a single word that made my entrails scream into my belly upon hearing it. The overseer shrieked like a madman till his mask split in two, as though struck by some hammer and chisel, and a stream of blood gushed forth from the crack bathing Dowd's boots. I closed my eyes at that point, too overwhelmed to witness any further atrocity. I could only hope that if that foul heretic discovered me next, my life would end swiftly, but when I opened my eyes, Dowd was nowhere to be seen. That was the last I ever saw of a knife at the dumb wall. So heed my warning, gentle reader. Would you or anyone you love witness some misshapen shadow fall across your path? Or should you hear the slightest rumour of dark words whispered from the rooftops, then flee. Flee with all haste. A little bit dramatic, I must admit. I thought we had north. Is there not any more? Is that it? I guess next mission we will we'll be able to get a chill to level 2. I guess so.
This will hold while we're away. Anything short of cannon fire.
Let's hope it won't come to that.
Really? Listen. Okay, whatever, man. Not my problem.
I've made a mess of the access ways, but it had to be done. If I come back, I'll take it all down.
We'll be back. And then you can burn those overseer drapes while you're at it.
Alright, well, let's speak to Thomas then. In fact, let's do a manual. And then speak to him.
I found Lizzie Stride. Getting her to lend us her boat will be a bit complicated, however. She's in Coldridge. From what I hear, they've got enough on her to hold her for about 1,000 years.
Coldridge. We can use this. We'll get her out. And Stride will have to pay back the favor. We'll have our transport.
Ready to leave, sir? Or should I wait?
Wait.
At your pleasure. After Corvo's escape, it's going to be more difficult to break into Coldridge. They've installed arc pylons, and they're blaring Overseer music over the loudspeakers. Our talents will be suppressed until we get inside.
I have other talents.
They've got Arnold Timshin there. Same wing as Lizzie Stride.
The barrister. He'll bring some class to the neighborhood.
Last thing. There's an execution planned in the courtyard. Should draw a lot of eyes away from you.
They know how to make a man feel welcome.
Alright. One more manual save, and then we'll head to Coldridge Prison.
Is it time to go, sir?
Yes. Easy mission. Security at Coldridge Prison has increased due to Corvo Atana's recent escape. You need Lizzie Stride's boat to reach the largest stronghold at Brigmore Manor. Unfortunately, the leader of the Dead Eels gang is locked up in Coldridge Prison, and you've got to break her out.
Delilah doesn't leave Brigmore Manor anymore. She doesn't have to. Which means I have to come to her.
Go to her.
The manor's upriver, far out past the quarantine line. I'll need a ship. I've lived in Dunwall's underworld a long time. I know the players. Gang leaders, madams, corrupt officials. But what I need is a smuggler who knows the river, someone I can trust. It's a reflection of Dunwall, or perhaps myself, that after all these years, the best choice I have is Lizzie Stride. And Lizzie Stride is in jail.
As doubt, you can use your network as spasm. Yeah, whatever. We've already read this. None of that's interesting for us. We'll buy this ship, we don't need it, but whatever. Hell yeah. We don't need any of these upgrades. We'll grab this one now. That one's a pretty good upgrade. I just hope there's a shit ton of money in these missions, because I know there's an achievement to end with 10,000 gold, and we're not gonna end at 10,000 gold at this rate. Need a lot of money. But I'm happy with those upgrades. Let's start mission.
This should get me in the front door at least. Looks like I'll need to check in with those guards by the gate.
Oh, it's a nice little sword. Alright. Two things. One, manual save. And two, statistics. So we'll end this mission with 2,000 gold. That's if we find it all too. Still a lot of money we need. Oh well, if we don't get it, we don't get it. It's no biggie. But I am going to end this video here. I know it's short, I know it's mostly reading, but I want to keep each episode as self-contained missions. So, with that in mind, if you're watching this on YouTube, don't forget to like and subscribe, it really helps a lot. While on Twitch helps even more. But regardless, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.